And let's get into it right now. A little something we call Thursday morning.
Headlines.
Wow, you jumped the gun. I like that, Rick. Let's start with number one. It is a complete poop show out in Denver, and I love it because Sean Payton came out and actually said the words, "We're desperately trying to find a win, so we're going with Stidham over Russell Wilson, who's pretty much top 10 in every category as a quarterback this year in the NFL." Greg Jennings, I go to you first. What the F is going on in Denver, Colorado?
Yeah, like Sean Payton said, they're trying to find a win.
Is that right? They won 5 games in a row.
They did.
Only a couple weeks ago.
They did, and a large part of those wins were credited to that defense creating turnovers and putting that offense in advantageous situations. It has not been because Russell Wilson has just been lights out. Let's pause and pump the brakes on that. Like, he hasn't been terrible because he hasn't turned the ball over in that win streak, but we'll get more into it. But this is, I don't mind the change. It was something that I felt like he wanted to do earlier.
He hated Russell Wilson from the start. He got the job, but this is everything wrong with the NFL, wrong for the fan base, wrong for Russell Wilson, to be honest. It's a money move, and it clearly has nothing to do with winning football games because you can't tell me that Stidham gives you a better chance to win.
Yeah, you're 100% right. This is all about the money because they plan to walk away from Russell Wilson. They knew about that since October. They actually let Russell Wilson's team know that they were probably going to move away from him. Overall, man, this isn't good for the team because the team right now, they're 1-3 in the last 4 games. This still, to my eyes, I feel like Russell was still their leader. There were still guys in that locker room that believed in him. Now, obviously, he hasn't produced and done it well as of late, but having a quarterback change this late in the season, I don't know how that helps the team.
It doesn't help the team. I can tell you this. We will get into it more a little bit later on, but when Russell Wilson led them on a game-tying drive against New England, every guy on that sideline was 5 and up top, chest pumping. They love the guy. All of a sudden, New England kicks a field goal to win it because your defense doesn't get the job done. Well, let's replace Russell Wilson. It's a clown show out there in Denver and has been since he got the job. Headline number 2, Travis Kelce says, "We suck, we know we suck, and frankly, it's frustrating right now." Okay, I agree with every single thing he said. And a lot of it has to do with him, too. Dropping passes he otherwise would catch, the distractions off the field, and the fact that there's nobody on this team that Russell Wilson, that Patrick Mahomes trusts right now.
Yeah, it's tough, man, because I feel like everybody's saying the right thing. They're just not getting the production. I think everybody's aware they lead the league in drops. They're not the same outfit we're used to seeing. Patrick Mahomes is frustrated. He's frustrated. But they're all looking for answers. And right now, the one thing you can do, especially after coming off a tough loss against the Raiders, is forget about it. It's just going to continue to spiral downhill.
Well, and the big rhetoric in Kansas City is that it's a different guy every game, but in every game there is somebody who doesn't make a play, doesn't make a catch, misses an assignment, misses a block, whatever the case may be. Kansas City Chiefs right now, not making the run to the Super Bowl. But, of course, that could change because they got number 15 over there. Over your shoulder. And the final headline, as we get started here on a Thursday in New York City, the New York Jets. The New York Jets have an opportunity to remind the league how bad a quarterback Joe Flacco is. Of course, they're also 7.5-point underdogs in Cleveland against the 10-5 Cleveland Browns. From a Flacco standpoint, this would be sweet pie coming back against the Jets and laying a beat down against them.
Yeah, with those picks come touchdowns, right? It happens. They come hand in hand.
3 of each.
What else do you want? For every one pick, get those 2 touchdowns. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
By the way, this reeks of 4 interceptions, 4 touchdowns, all over it. Because this will be the best defense he plays against. And I guarantee you what's happening in that locker room right now is, are you going to let Joe Flacco?
They know.
You know him well. Yeah. He stunk in practice. Yeah. He stunk on Sundays. I mean, that's what I'd be doing if I was the defensive coordinator.
Yeah, look, this defensive line, this is like a defensive line, like, exciting moment because they have a quarterback who you believe is very mobile for whatever reason. But they know he's not.
He also does a lot of drugs.
We're going to find out tonight. This is a big game for Willie. It's a big game for Flacco, big game for Willie.
I'm just going to count my roses tomorrow when he lights it up.
Look, and the other thing on the flip side for the Jets is they don't have a real quarterback in this game. So, to be fair, they haven't really had one all year. But a 7.5-point underdog against the Cleveland Browns.
They're desperately searching for wins, so they're going to start Trevor Siemian.
Welcome back to the Carton Show. Right now, everybody's favorite MVP candidate, Lamar Jackson, toast of the town, best team in football, having beaten, of course, the San Francisco 49ers. Get ready for Sunday afternoon's game at home against the Miami Dolphins. Lamar said, look, let's just all chill out. Let's keep a level head. Let's not get crazy. You know, remember last week you said we like the fact that we're underdogs. I hope we're underdogs the rest of the way. We like being in that spot. We all kind of understand that. But then you beat, Goliath is what you did in San Francisco. And now you're playing for the number one seed. It's a wrap. You beat Miami. It's all said and done. How do you stop from, the obvious, reading all the press clippings, having guys pump you up, people talking about you're the favorite now to go to the Super Bowl? How do you control that? You've lived it.
Well, you don't really control it. You just manage it better. Like, you're going to listen to all the chatter. Like, every player that talks about, well, we don't listen to that, or I don't listen to it. Yes, you do. You listen to it, you hear it, it's right there.
Can't avoid it.
Absolutely. But what you can't afford to do is not allow your game to say that it doesn't matter, or it does matter, or it has affected you. That's what's different about this team. This team, they can listen to whatever they want to. What Patrick Queen said after that post,
linebacker for the Ravens, right?
It's like, that's who they are. Like, we don't care what you feel about us. We know what you feel about us.
Yeah.
But we're going to do something that you're not going to expect. And if you don't expect it, it's on you, because this is who we've been all season long. Lamar Jackson is right. They can't buy into it. You hear it and you allow it to fuel.
Willie, what I'm thinking, in a weird way, the fact that they come off, the game of the year against San Francisco with the game of the year in the conference against the Miami Dolphins, in a weird way, it might be a good thing. That it's not you're playing the New England Patriots, so there's that letdown way. We just beat the baddest team on the planet, according to the experts, and now we get an easy game. They have to stay focused because there's another hill to climb, and that is lock up the number one seed.
Yeah, for me, if I'm Lamar Jackson, and I kind of what Greg is saying, embrace it, right? At the end of the day, you've put on tape that you are the bullies on the block, right? Because you went to San Fran and beat up on the Niners, and you beat up on that.
And Patrick Queen spoke to it.
Right, and so if that's who you are right now, lean into that. Like, I have no problems with a team owning that swagger, having that mocky, and being cocky about it. But understand what got you there. What got you there was your physical play, the fact that you started fast. Lamar Jackson played great. He didn't turn over the football. And when it came to tackling the football, you were the best on the field doing it. So now that has to travel. We talk about that alpha and that mindset traveling. Now you got to go down. Now you got to do it back home in Baltimore. So if I'm Lamar Jackson, as much as you don't want to get big-headed, sometimes big-headed is good. But just understand what the recipe is. Understand that you were the most physical outfit, you were the more prepared, and you got after it from the gate. And just own it.
What I love about this whole story with Lamar Jackson is ever since he's sewing up the MVP pretty much, right? And then they are the number one team in football. His own words just now is, I like thinking back to the summer. Like when there was no other offers from other teams, and they all regret that now. And remember, he had his own agent. He was his own agent from his family and his mom. He got so much criticism because of that. He listened to all of that then, and he's listening to all the praise now, and he is loving every second of it. I know he wants to be underdogs and all that, but he loves what's happening right now for him and the team.
Well, I think you got to credit Todd Monken for really just believing in Lamar Jackson solely, right? Understanding that he's not just a running quarterback, that he can throw the football. Because there was times during this season where they trusted him in the pocket, making the right decisions with the ball in his hand, and not just throwing inside the numbers or finding Mark Andrews, because Mark Andrews was hurt midway through the season.
Yeah.
Now Zay Flowers had 9 catches against the Niners, right? And you also talk about Likely, the tight end out of Coastal Carolina. He's a ball player. So there's different weapons that he's now made it to stars on that offense. It's because of Lamar Jackson.
But all too often, we see this where an offensive coordinator or coordinator of some sort, defensive or offensive, but in this case, offensive coordinator, they come in and they try to make their mark and try to change what the offense looks like. That's not what Todd Monken did. He added an element to their offense and kept what they do well the main thing. Yep. They run the ball. That's why this team, it's so hard for them to have a bad outing, because you turn around, you hand the ball off, and your quarterback is one of the best rushers, and you've alluded to this. Yeah. They've lost a couple running backs already this year, but they still know how to run the football. And now that they can play from behind, which is the scariest thing, the most impressive game, in my opinion, has been the Rams game, when they were down and they were forced to throw the ball at home, and they converted 3rd and longs and had to get the 2-point conversion. All these things. Like, that only makes them even that much more scarier moving into the postseason. So I really like this team. I didn't even have them making the postseason this year. And
it's not like you're an NFL expert or anything.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, this is an impressive team.
Yeah, and look, and the bugaboo for the Ravens going into this year and much of last year was that fourth quarter defense, right? They give up big leads, they collapse in the fourth quarter, and now you've got a defense that's playing. I hate comparing teams, but they're kind of playing like an old school Ravens defense right now. And they've got a leader in Patrick Queen who's going to be a household name by February because they're going to be in the Super Bowl. And we're going to learn a lot about Patrick Queen, like his favorite ice cream, his favorite cereal, what he does to, all that kind of crap that you guys have to answer. When you guys did your Super Bowl interviews, did anybody ever ask you a crazy question that you remember all these years later?
That's all they do. I mean, you talk to people from literally all over the world.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it's wild to like, hey, what do you eat the night before the game? What's the worst thing that's happened? Anything superstitious? I mean, you get the wacky.
Did the hot girl from La Mega do any interviews with you?
Yeah, I had to stay away from her. I know exactly what
you're the one I'm talking about.
Exactly.
Like, are those pants painted on?
Yeah.
So let me just take a closer look. No, that's fabric.
I'm sorry, I don't speak Spanish. I'm sorry, I don't speak.
And I got all the Spanish news because of my last name. So I was talking to Venezuela.
I just watch it for the weather. Hey there. Thank you so much for watching The Carton Show. You can subscribe right here to get all the latest bits and segments from the show. And by the way, while you're at it, we have a lot of great shows on FS1, so check them out too.